All right, so it's gonna start first.
Oh my God. Okay. Hi. Welcome to Black Boy Watch. Obviously, I'm not your regular host. My name is Josiane, but you guys can call me Josie if you'd like to in the comments. And today we're going to be talking about the eviction that just happened. But first, let's get into the other co-hosts, the regular hosts of the season. So we have Charlie. Hi, Icon.
Hello.
We have... Oh, Derek, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Team Victoria in the house.
We have Josh.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
And then we have other Josh.
Actually, that's my Twitch name.
No, because I was gonna say Joshy for Josh, and then the other one came out. So I was like, that's not Joshy. So I was like, oh, they're Josh, I guess. But equally amazing Josh.
Thank you.
That's what we'll say.
It's true.
It's
Shout out
true.
to the name Josh. That's about it.
How are you guys doing today?
Oh, child. This week was a roller coaster of emotions. It kind of sucks when you're rooting for both people that you, the evictee and the person who evicted. And well, it started me well. I'm still team Toy, but I mean, I'm team Vic too. She's on my team, so literally, she's on my team.
I just want to sit back and say, spoiler-free wise, somebody once sat on this panel and said, "This is a woman that's making it to the end. She is going to control everything." We spoke very highly of her, and we're here now, and that didn't happen. Are we live? Because we're
live.
We are live.
We are definitely live.
It's what?
That's all that I'm saying, and I'm chuckling inside because exactly what I thought was going to happen happened. I was right yet once again. My mind. It's powerful. Let me turn off this lighting a little bit. I look a little heavenly.
You do look a little light. I'm like, who is that? Who is that? I got like multiple lights on me. I still can't see myself. Let's see what's happening.
So I think we haven't been here since last week, y'all. So we have a lot to catch up on with y'all this week. Starting with we at the end we did talk about who won HOH, and we all know that was Miss Victoria. Victory is in her name. And she's pretty much gave us a week, y'all. Anybody want to start us and get us into that?
So no, Lance is not here today. But yeah, Victoria winning for me was great news because I knew that meant that she would more than likely target Latoya. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, lovely. She did what she had to do. And to anybody out there that believes that Victoria targeting Latoya was quote-unquote coon activity, I think that you are absolutely wrong and you are dense. And you absolutely are not taking a look at the bigger picture. Latoya, Jetson, and what's that man's name? Tyshawn. I see, I forgot. No shade on him. Latoya, Jetson, and Tyshawn all low-key treated Victoria like shit. Call a spade a spade. And some people say, oh, they didn't treat her like shit. The girl literally is reaching out to y'all, and y'all are low-key shunning her. Latoya especially. At least Jetson and Tyshawn covered it up a little bit, but Latoya definitely was the one who kind of was just like, But also, y'all can say, oh, they had conversations, but it was never any substance to those conversations. It was never any substance. It was never anything past, like, just game talk. It just all seemed very strategic from Latoya's side, not actually coming from a place of I wanted to work with you. So of course you're gonna target her. Yes, we root for all black people. ACAB, by the way, just want to remind y'all about that. I was not rooting for Latoya. But also at the same time, regardless of them knowing that Latoya is a cop, which Victoria doesn't, if somebody treating me like shit as a black person, I don't give a fuck if you another black person. Bitch, if I come to you and I talk to you and you give me bullshit like Latoya gave Victoria, hell yeah, if I win the HOH, I'm going to sit up there and say, you want to give me bullshit? Now let me see how much real shit you going to try to run to me this week when your ass sitting on a motherfucking block. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I kind of like the way it just happened, you know, like Victoria won HOH, and honestly, I didn't see this coming. I didn't think she was going to pull a trigger on Latoya so early in this game, but honestly, like, hats off to her. Like, she saw an opportunity, she used her power the way she saw fit. And she literally had a hold on everyone. She was on everyone's neck this entire week, and no one knew what was going to happen at the end. No one. Well,
Amen.
kind of, but
Well,
yeah.
I mean, even up to we're getting ahead, but y'all know that's what we do. Even up to Latoya's last lines, you know, before the bus, she was like, you know, I feel like we all, along the lines of, I feel like we all know what the HOH wanted, so let's respect that. She still believed that she wasn't the target for some reason. So, I mean, well played week for Victoria. I know there's a lot of people that aren't happy about it, but baby girl played the hell out this week. She got everything she wanted done. And if that made her a target or not, we'll see. But she played the fuck out of Big Brother for the week that she won HOH.
I mean, I will say she did do what was great for her game, but I don't think she needed to win this week in the first point, in the first place. She didn't need to win. The fact that she won, already made her target bigger because she won the first HOH technically for the teams. So, and people were calling her comp beast. She didn't need to win. And because she got Latoya out, that's great and all, but Latoya is a big target. So once you get rid of a big target, people are looking who to target next. And the way she went about it this week, she got people to look at her and say, I might have to target you next. So while, yes, she got rid of Latoya in the grand scheme of things too, I don't think it was necessarily overall, not necessarily Latoya's eviction, but the week as a whole. I don't think she needs to do that. To me, that means that if later down on the league, depending on how this week rolls out with Kiefer, as HOH, depending, she doesn't look like she's going to make it to jury, but that's just me.
I feel like, honestly, my opinion on it, I feel like I think it was a good week to win it, especially after Kiefer threw her under the bus and then for her to win it, she was able to establish an alliance of 5 people, which I believe will stay true to her. So I feel like that is probably the best thing that came out of her for this week is that alliance. And then maybe we'll see Jed and Ty come around for Victoria. I don't know. You know, it's still too early to see. They made it seem like they were still open to work with her, but we'll see, especially after Latoya leaving. We'll see.
I will say, I would add my 2 cents in this situation. I think Victoria is a really pretty. She's an awesome character. You guys saw it. The girl knows now. Now I can see her cards now. She's a very strategic person. She was able to put a hold onto what she wanted to happen, and she was able to execute the plan, even though the plan wanted to have her not target them. You know, I'm talking about Jed, I'm talking about Tyshawn, I'm talking about Bev, I'm talking about Latoya. They came up saying hey, let's fix something right now. She said, no, thank you. We're not doing that. And still was able to convince them that they were that she was working with them. I think the unfortunate part though is she showed her cards way too early. You're right. I agree with Josie. She was in such a good position that showing her cards too early, showing how great of how manipulative of a game she could play, kind of gets a lot of people looking at her as enemies, especially the boys.
Well,
am I incorrect with that idea?
I just feel like whenever you have power in this game, you have to use it. If I'm HOH, I'm confident enough that I'm gonna have to twist this whatever way I'm gonna have to twist it. I'm gonna have to get myself out of this shitty situation. I either put myself in, or if I'm coming out clean and good, then I'm clean and good. So on one hand, yeah, she could have hit it, but who else was she gonna nominate?
I mean, I think what me and Josh are trying to say though is that before even winning it, she didn't have to do all that, but she chose to. So when she did choose and she did pick Latoya, obviously, I like Latoya. I didn't want Latoya to go. My opinion switched on Latoya if you watched the first time I came on here. But I'm just saying, she didn't have to win, and because she won, I understand the Latoya move. There's some moves that I don't agree with after putting up Latoya on the block, but like she didn't even have to win in the first place to even try to put Latoya up because Latoya was not coming after her.
Well, I feel like her reason for winning, and I'll say it's justified because Kiefer was standing right there next to her. It was down to her and Kiefer, and she had just heard that Kiefer threw her under the bus. So yeah, that Kiefer could have said, "Hey, I won't put you up," but he just threw me under the bus 3 minutes before this competition. So if I don't win this, I could very much be on the block. So I see the means of if none of that happened, okay, maybe Victoria should not have won that HOH, but because Kiefer threw her under the bus minutes prior to that, and it was down to her and Kiefer. I mean, if it was me, I'm not going to let the motherfucker who just threw me under the bus before HOH win HOH. So,
absolutely. Okay. And I think another thing, think about Victoria's game, something that I'm really enjoying right now, is it's kind of, I call it, this is how I play minis, is high risk, high reward. You know, Latoya is like alpha in this competition. You know that Latoya is low key running shit. Latoya is trying to run you, but not in the way that you want to be ran. So you get power and you say, okay, I got an option. I could go with the house wants, quote unquote, and get Kiefer out, or I can cut you in order to try to get myself in a better place. I don't think Victoria was in a necessarily bad place, but I think with Latoya in that house, it was literally just going to be Latoya attempting to use Victoria as a number, but not actually attempting to establish a relationship with Victoria. And Victoria did what she had to do. She nominated the person who low-key was shunning her, and she tried to start building relationships with the other people in the house and starting those connections. And the connection that she built the bridge. Well, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink. She led Latoya to the water and said, this is the puddle of, oh my God, let's work together. Hi. And Latoya turned and walked away from that water. And that's on Latoya.
Okay.
I will say, so getting into like after we all know she nominated Toya and Kiefer, and then you go into, we see there are these two sides of the house start from, which we kind of saw a little bit, but we really saw that this week. We had the 6 over here that included Jed, Ty, Latoya, Tina, Kiefer, and Beth, and then you had this 5 over here that included Braden, Austin, Victoria, Kyle, and Rohan, and then you got Tina and Tara kind of there. They're part of, but well. Tina's a part of the Sunsares, and Tina and Tara both are part of the Oddballs. So here they are. They find themselves in a house, and we saw a good scene from them because it shows that, honestly, y'all, everybody in that house right now is playing a game. Like, they're all playing. And when we saw that scene of Tara and Tina sitting up top when they were just like, you know, it was before veto picks, and she was like, you know, oh, I don't want to play it off. We know Tina doesn't want to show her hands like that, and there was no reason for Tara to even try to win the veto either. So I like the fact that everybody's playing. I like the fact that the house is divided, and I'm excited to see, you know, the further on this season. So we've seen that, and then we saw the veto draw, and it was everything Victoria did not want. Everything want. So
and see
that. I know. Y'all saw that.
So yeah, with this veto draw, yeah. Austin, go ahead, Charlie.
I think looking at this, the way that the veto draw went, I did not realize that the HOH cannot play in the veto. I don't like that personally. For me, it's kind of like, okay. I mean, it gives them more of a chance to like defend themselves. But also, I think the HOH should have a chance to be like, okay, bitch, these my nominees. Sit your ass right there. So that's just me.
Keep it that way.
See, because my rebuttal to Victoria, because y'all, it's hard being a Victoria stan because like I also like want people to go against her too. Like I don't want it to be easy for her. So like I am definitely flipping and flopping. So this week I'm Team Kiefer and whatever he wants. But that being said, if Victoria came to me and said, "Do not use the power of veto," who the fuck do you think you are?
I know that's right.
You ain't got no more power in this game. No more. You're HOH. All you have to do is nom people. You don't get power of veto, baby. That is my power. So if I want to use it, I'm going to use it because it's good for my game. But on the flip side, If I was Victoria telling someone how to use the power of veto, I'm like, yes, do that, and it worked for her. It worked for her.
I mean,
I
don't think it was good for Jed's game to use that veto this week.
I disagree.
I disagree. Now they are in the minority.
Let me just disagree. Give me a second. Yeah, minority, but what changes? You still lose one because look. Tyshawn goes up, so that's what I'm saying. He either loses Latoya or Tyshawn. He made it very clear that Tyshawn was his number one. So that's why I said I don't think it's a good idea for him to use it. Just from his game point, from him saying that Ty was his number one. You're going to lose your number one because you want to save your number two this week.
Well, no, I know now he's put in the position because Victoria puts him in that position, going up to him saying, "Do not use that veto. If you do use that veto, you want me to put Beth up? You want me to put Tyshawn up? I'm putting Tyshawn or this boy up."
I don't think they cared about Beth. Beth was in the room, so of course.
I'm just saying, like she kind of forced his hand. He had no choice but to say, like, "Hey, I mean, now if I do use this veto, I'm going to lose an enemy." And all he could blame for that is now Victoria. Like Victoria is the person who is like who is literally threatening him for trying to use the veto to save his ally when he came in personally to try to give her a deal, save himself and his allies. So I think going into that, when Jed won that veto, he's thinking he could save his number two and approach a deal with Victoria, giving him more allies in the beginning of the week. When Victoria obviously gives him that jurisdiction, is that the word? Probably not. But when Victoria gives him that option of like, hey, do that, and I'm going to screw you over even more. Now he comes in thinking, okay, well, she's definitely not my ally. She's absolutely my enemy. So it just causes her to have more people against her. She already had Latoya against her.
I don't think so. That's just two people against her.
Jen and Tyshawn and Beth. She threw out all three of their names.
Three people, but they're also against this. She has piss off those three people. You still got your people behind you, and still I'm sticking by what I said. I don't think it was a good idea for him to use that veto. You either lose your number two or you lose your number one. Why are you going to choose? He pissed off.
I mean,
he was pissed off, but
okay. I will say I get what you're saying. Number one, number two, but had Jed used the power of veto, let's say that she was talking about the POV ceremony afterwards. I wasn't going to nominate him. Who is she going to nominate? The goal of the week was to get Latoya out. If I'm the veto holder and I take Latoya off, that means the week is kind of like a reset because she's saying that the other target that can go is Kiefer. Regardless, we're going to use a number, but with Ty there, it was more likely that Kiefer was going to go in comparison to Latoya because Latoya done piss off Kyle, done piss off Rohan. Austin and Brayden, they weren't going to do something that Victoria didn't want to do. Had Victoria chosen to put Tyshawn there, and Tyshawn would have, I don't think he would have gone home also because Tyshawn has relationships with most of the house in comparison to Latoya.
I never see Tyshawn with Tina and Tara, so I think that's there as well.
But Tyshawn is if it was Jedson on the block, that's a different story because Tara don't like Jedson. Jedson is I feel like a bigger target in comparison to Ty. That's why I'm saying the odds of Kiefer going in comparison to the closer knit people would have been stronger had Ty gone up on the block. And we still don't know if she was going to put Ty on the block because she could have been calling that bluff. So she could have went and put up Tara because Tara was a name that was always floating up there as well. We just don't know. But I just feel like he should have used the veto. He should have.
I think, in this situation, he should have used the veto, definitely. If she wasn't going to nominate if she really wasn't going to nominate Tyshawn, and it kind of falls back into that thing of high risk, high reward for me. In a situation where you okay, the risk, you sit back, you assess the risk, and the risk is I take Latoya down. Tyshawn is the replacement. I could possibly lose Tyshawn. I could possibly keep Tyshawn. And the reward is Tyshawn goes up, and guess what? Both of them stay. But I think that Victoria played that perfectly, especially with information that they know. If I'm sitting you down and I know your number one is this dude and my target is this girl, then hell yeah, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to say, if you take her down, I'm definitely putting up your number one. I think they're dumb for believing that, oh my gosh, yeah, the target is Kiefer. But if you take Latoya down, I'm putting up your closest ally. That was dumb. That was very dumb on all of them. To sit back and be like, well, she wants Kiefer out. No, she don't. She clearly wants you out.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like obviously red flags for everything, but I'll say this: Victoria is selling the way she sold it. I kind of would have. I mean, if I was Latoya and I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible, I want to stay in this game. I would have believed her. She said, "Listen, Latoya, I'm only keeping you on the block because I'm afraid you might flip it. You know, like you're a flipper. You've been doing that all the damn time. So like, I'm gonna keep you on the block. That's the only reason why you're there. Like, I would have worked y'all after next week. I would have been like, you know what? Maybe she does want to work with us." I would have. My optimism was like, come on, y'all. We don't got the numbers anyways.
Oh, I know y'all saying y'all don't feel like she would have put Tashawn on the block because she said, "Oh, I would have never put him up." But we can't forget about the fact that when she was alone, she literally said, "Either Latoya or Tashawn is going home on my HOA." She said that. That was words that she said. So why would she say that alone if that wasn't her intention to nominate Tyshawn? It's a game. So you're going to say what you got to say to these people to make them happy. Oh, Tyshawn, I was never going to put you up. Jed, I was never going to put Tyshawn up. It's a game. She said alone, Tyshawn and Latoya was leaving. If that veto got used, I strongly believe that Tyshawn would have left. I don't see the relationship that Tyshawn has. We see him spend a lot of time with Latoya, Jed, and Beth. Where's the time? And that's why they lost Tina and Tara, because where's the time that y'all are putting in with them? They're not putting time in with them, how they're putting in time with everybody else. And I think that's what ultimately failed this week, because Latoya could have stayed. But Latoya being so cold, and she even told Tina like last week, what she say? I don't remember what the word she used, but in her dream basically told her that her and Tina needed to split up and not spend as much time together. But then she goes and spend her whole day, 24 hours a day with Jed and Tyshawn. So downfall.
Right, which I mean, great. It's lovely to see, excuse my language, all the niggas together, period. 100% nice, still fuck Latoya. But I don't know. It was a lot. I feel like if Tyshawn would have went up on the block, the way that they spent all this time together this week would have still possibly rubbed people the wrong way, in the sense of they're a very obvious trio. And to people on Twitter, once again, who I see, they like, well, why are they saying that these three are a trio, baby girl? The proof is in the pudding. You can't deny so much. Like, if it's right in front of you, it's right in front of you.
No, but here's the thing. There was a conversation had with Ty and Kiefer, I believe, and they were in the sofa in the backyard, and they were talking about how. Sorry, I got distracted by Josh's
horse.
Why does he still have my horse on there?
Anyway,
he's on the right.
It was like beginning of the game, and Kiefer goes, "Everyone thinks you and Ty and Latoya are in the alliance," and everyone was shocked about it because they were like, "We don't even hang around each other." That's when they were really trying to separate. So because people were just putting them together because they're the niggas, I'm so sorry for my language. They were like, fuck it.
Y'all really don't gotta apologize.
No, but they said fuck it. Like, we're just gonna hang out together if you guys are already putting us together. That's the issue. And
they're the only black men in. Specifically, also they're the only black men in there. Like, you're going to obviously want to hang out with the one other person. Oh, I mean, well, Braden's black. Come on, I mean, Braden's also like this. Anyways, so
wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Okay, wait, no.
Braden's also black, but what? What's that mean?
I thought it meant Braden black, but he's gay, so that's what I got. So I need you to clarify.
His whole relationship his main relationships is Austin. He obviously can tell he probably relates more to like.
Okay, wait.
Latoya, they didn't invite anybody into that three. They did it. Y'all are saying,
but I'm not saying that. Let me finish. Let me finish my sentence. Y'all cut me off. Remember,
quiet. You were literally sitting there quiet.
No, because y'all said wait. This. Let me just finish what I was gonna say. I was gonna say the fact that they're obviously hanging out with each other because look, we saw them. They're cutting each other hair. They're probably talking about like. Just them growing up in high school.
That was this week.
It does, of course, they've only been in the house for 2 weeks.
We've never seen them not together. That's what I'm saying. Even when Feast started, they have always been together. So the point y'all are saying, like, oh, they've been grouped. They grouped themselves. Nobody grouped them. They grouped themselves. On the Feast, since the Feast started, we've never not seen them together. So y'all are saying that, oh, they've been grouped. They spend so much time together. And then Braden, you're saying, oh, he has his people. I'm going to work with the people that make me feel invited. If you're not opening your 3 that three, that obvious three that people are trying to deny, if you're not opening that to me, why am I going to press myself upon you and give you numbers when you're showing me that you don't want to even work with me like that? What they did to Victoria, and obviously what they did to Brayden. You can't have 5 black people in the house and only want to work with 2 of them or 3 of them. That's
and to add to that, Victoria, I know we're not talking about Victoria right now, but she did try.
Yes.
To work with them. And it was clear to her that it wasn't happening. Charlie, you're raising your hand. I want you to put it down. So what you got to say?
No, finish your statement. I'm waiting.
You.
I'm
All right.
waiting my turn.
So, but no, I agree with what Derek is saying. Basically, is that they literally had they had the time to do what they needed to do, but they didn't divide and conquer like.
Hold on, wait, bitch! Unfull screen yourself, bitch.
Y'all was distracting me. All right, they didn't divide and conquer. They literally stayed in their bubble. So for y'all to be like they're being grouped together, they literally are grouped together because they are a group. They literally shut everyone else out, and the only conversations they have with anyone else outside of them, they're very insincere. I watch it and I'm like, if Jed or Tyshawn looked at me the way they looked at Victoria half the time, I wouldn't want to work with them either.
Period.
So no.
I just want to start this off by saying this past week, somebody called Derek wallpaper to his face and told him he needed to wake it up. And Derek came tonight and said, I'm going to wake it up. Josh also came tonight and said, I'm going to wake it up. And that argument was very sexy. I would have loved to have been standing right in between both of y'all as you choked me on both sides. That was hot. But I just want to say we can't talk too much about the way that Brayden hangs out with Austin when fucking Tyshawn and Jensen both trying to fuck the same white woman.
And each other.
I thought you were going to say each other. I'm like,
no, it's
2 bros. Anyways, no, I was gonna say you guys are forgetting the timeline. This is my issue with the arguments that you guys are saying. The timeline. Let's look at the timeline right now.
Okay.
I had to move my drink. Yeah, I'm gonna give you visuals. The beginning of the game, Tina and Toya were always together. Always. Jed and Tyshawn were always together. Austin and Beth were always together. Because we're talking about them, like the other side of the house ain't got their duos as well. Wow. Rohan and Kyle were always together. So there's these pairs that are happening, right? The issue is that even though they did exclude Victoria, which is, I agree with you guys 100%. The argument I don't agree with is the fact that they actively chose not to hang around each other. Toya, Tyshawn, and Jed, they told each other they were not going to hang out together. Now everyone left and right talking about, we think you guys are together. Simply because, let's be honest, let's keep it a buck. That's literally what it was. So they literally said F it, and that's when things started to change, in my opinion. When Toya went up to Tina and said, hey, I think we need to separate because of how they were each other's finals too, the Tina and Toya show. We saw that little alliance clip thing like a few episodes back. Like, we're forgetting the timeline. They only got together after, like, publicly in terms of like, okay, they're a group now. They were called a group before they even started actively hanging out together. So why not hang out together and put that away from that? That's my only issue with that. I don't agree with excluding Victoria. They shouldn't have done that. They should have made an alliance with her, even if it wasn't real or if it wasn't well intentioned. They should have still done that. I don't know why they didn't do that. I think that was a dumb move. You don't sit in front of someone's face and say no to an alliance. That don't make no sense.
So
who does that?
Quick question: was the first eviction live this season? Was Julie's eviction live?
No.
Okay, so was it recorded the day that we saw it though?
Yes.
Okay, so here's my thing, Josie. I hear everything you're saying. You're saying that the timeline is wrong, but we all watched this season from the very beginning. Episode 2, which would have probably been eviction, would have been day 5 for day 5 for them in the house. Episode 2, which would have been
eviction was day 7.
Well, they got in on the Saturday. Eviction was Thursday. So
okay, maybe.
Yeah. So eviction would have been like day 5 for them. So we saw in episode 2. Jed, Tyshawn, and Latoya outside by, I want to say, the hot tub, or it might have been the Expedia room. That was within day 1 or day 3 for them. So it was within that early that they were hanging out and grouping themselves together. We saw them on the show try to come up with Target and Julie when Latoya and Jed were saying, or I don't remember who said it first. One of them said, "Let's go for Julie." So I mean, you're laughing, but that's 100% the facts. That's it.
No, but you can't. So, what I mean is, here's the thing: if you and Charlie are together once, that's one thing. Like if you and Charlie together once, you guys are together, or whatever. Let's say the next day you come back again and again and again. I'm like, okay, you two are working together. I'm not no dumb idiot. Like obviously you guys are working together. But it's different if once in a blue moon, because I saw in feeds, they were actively talking about how they were opposite sides of the house. They were never together. They were pushing together. If I hang out with Charlie once, that don't mean I'm working with Charlie, but people are going to probably assume that me and Charlie are together, working together because we're like, let's keep it a buck. Like it's if me and Charlie are in the same Big Brother house. That's what I'm trying to allude here. So no, I think it was inevitable. Even if the cast is diverse, I think it's inevitable, this idea that the Black people are going to work together, even though sometimes they really don't work together for some strange reason. BB can't eat. I digress. Like, people are always going to assume Black people are going to work together no matter what we do. If we breathe, eat, sleep, whatever. So they were always going to get grouped up from the jump. That's the point I'm trying to say.
No,
here.
I agree. They were, which it probably worked out that they was, but I'm just saying that they group themselves as well. But I do agree with you that when we get into somewhere, yeah, that's true. But they helped with that. They had a part in helping with that. But I do agree with you. We are going to be grouped together when we're there because that's just how the system works and people work. But I feel like they could have done things differently. And hey, you know, it's how the cookies crumbled. But we had in the week. We talked about Vito. Jed absolutely ate that competition up. Like he ate it up. He's smart. He proved that he's smart. He has a brain. He's not just muscle. He absolutely ate it up this week. Austin, I thought Austin was doing pretty well too. You know, if I wasn't a feed watcher, I would have thought it would have come down to Austin and Jed as well. So turned out well in that comp. Jed won the veto, didn't use it. After that, good old Tourette's, which I missed the last 10 minutes of that episode, but thank God I seen it on the feeds. And then we had the eviction tonight. What did everybody think about the episode tonight?
Oh, yeah.
I think the episode tonight went swell, amazing, great. 10 out of 10 would absolutely do it again. Yeah, I was not a Latoya fan. I wanted Latoya out, chop, cut, split. Absolutely. And even this week of seeing all the think pieces about how I was specifically told I'm anti-Black women, which is why I don't support Latoya, which is far from true. No, I'm anti-police.
I was also called a C word this week, y'all, and it's okay. I'm just not a Latoya fan, and does not make me a C word because I love my people. We all know that.
And TBH, it says something more about the Latoya fans than the Victoria fans.
Absolutely.
I mean, but also we do have to, something that we can't just like breeze over also. We had the Latoya fans going off, but also this week, not even episode, just episode wise, we did have Victoria being dragged, as she should, for using the R slur.
Oh, yeah, which we are not going to skip by because I don't condone it. It's never a word that I've used in my vocabulary. It's I don't know. It's not a good word to use, people. And no way in hell am I standing by what Victoria said, but I'm still a Victoria fan because she did apologize. And since that situation happened, it hasn't happened again. And I don't think she'll do it again. And if she does do it again, she'll suffer the same consequences. And I hope Big Brother is harder on her next time.
Absolutely.
Because it shouldn't happen again. So
I think I will say, you said it's a word that was never in your vocabulary. That's kind of different for me because growing up, that was never actually like taught to us to be a slur. So like it was used a lot. So it was in my vocabulary. And up until probably like 2016, 2017 was when that it was brought up to me and brought up in general in a place that I was at, that people kind of pointing out this word is a slur and this is why. But before that, I'm not making no excuses for Victoria. I'm just saying my experience. Before that, I never knew that. I never knew that. I never had that knowledge. This was just a word that was said a lot. And it was just kind of one of those things that you become so desensitized to, but I never had the knowledge surrounding why that word was bad.
Yeah.
And it leads me to wonder, even though I know she is in social work, that's another thing. It leads me to wonder if she reached that point of education. That's why I wasn't like, immediately, Victoria, I'm chopping you. It for me was, I'm gonna give this a moment to see how you respond to it. But also, I know in one moment, I think somebody said right after she said it, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble." So it sounds like she possibly have known. But for me, it's about seeing how your actions go after that when you say you're sorry for it, as opposed to just hopping on the train of let's get rid of her, because a lot of people were not actually mad at the words that Victoria said. A lot of the people that were on Twitter causing uproar were the Latoya stands who were just looking for another reason to get Victoria out of the house. And y'all could try to deny that if y'all want to.
No,
but
that's
just the point.
They made it a lot. A lot of things that happened this week were made very personal by the Latoya stands.
Oh my gosh.
That is this. That's Josh. Do you beg to differ?
No, I mean, I'm saying that this is still just like you guys just said. We are talking about the situation at hand.
Absolutely.
We're not justifying it, and we made that very clear.
I feel like y'all are justifying it.
No.
It was covered by the Latoya fans.
You listen. We understand, but we're not. How's that justifying when we literally called her out on her shit? Charlie spoke about how he didn't think it was okay. We never justified. We're saying that the Latoya fans made it a personal thing on Twitter. It was never to them about what she said. It was everything about her targeting Latoya, and they made that very clear throughout the entire week. Now, aside from that, because I'm not going to argue with you about that, Charlie, what you said, I think it is still to this day, it's a word that a lot of people aren't educated on. And I think it's not okay. And that's why if I hear the word in my life, if somebody that's by me hears it, because I'm not going to lie, there's people that I know who use that word and I'm not okay with it. And I do my best to try to fix that in that moment, because I don't want to hear it around me. What you say away from me, no, that's not cool, but just you're not going to use that in my square, my circle, or nowhere around me. So,
I mean, I'm going to be a little bit strict on her. Like, it's nothing against Victoria.
Go for it,
like, it's literally nothing against Victoria. Victoria lives in Hamilton, which is really close to where I live. And that's where I have an issue, because I personally, and I believe a lot of people in general, don't use words they don't know or don't think are bad. I'm not going to sit here and say a slur towards another group if I don't use it in my normal vocabulary. You don't throw words you don't use on a day-to-day basis. That's my issue. No one's going to sit here and say the N-word because out of nowhere, out of the blue, oops, I said the N-word. No, you use that on the daily. You probably use that on the daily. And here's the thing. People get, and I heard this conversation on the feeds, people get too comfortable. They forget that the cameras are on here.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure that Victoria was laying there in her HOH room, said the N-word, maybe saw that the camera was pointing at her or something, and that's when she said, oh shit. Or she also realized that she shouldn't have said it. But I believe, it could be wrong, but I strongly believe as a communications major that word is in her vocabulary, 100%. And that's why I condemn her, and I'm not using what she did against or for Latoya. I feel like those are two separate things, and people need to separate that. And that's why I disagree with a lot of what I saw in the TL towards you, Derek, and towards you, Charlie. But at the same time, like, I just feel like there is no excuse. Hamilton is very diverse in comparison to a lot of the places in Canada. I feel like Ontario in general is pretty diverse, but Hamilton, that's like a boiling pot of culture, especially with the universities there, especially with what goes on there, the French community, the English community, whatever. So I know for a fact, and here's the thing, I never got educated on the word, but I got educated on the word, but I've never uttered that word. I don't utter words I don't know, I don't understand. I'm not going to utter a word I don't understand. I was never raised within a family that said the word. So why am I going to now hang out with some friends and start saying that word? I don't think I ever heard. Actually, I think I've heard some white males say it before in my life. But then again, I'm also a Black woman, so I know that sometimes when you listen to white men speak, it goes one ear and goes out the other. You don't repeat what they say. You don't got no excuse to me to be uttering those words, especially if she's from Hamilton. She's not from a small city. She's not from Alberta. She's not from country town. And she don't got no excuse, in my opinion, to have that word in her system and be able to say it all the time. That don't make no sense.
I agree, because it shouldn't have, like you said, it came off so easy, and that is probably a word that she uses that she probably used before regularly. Because that's not something that's just going to slip off your tongue if you don't say this word regularly. So I 100% agree with you. 100%.
Absolutely. And Josie, I think thinking about it, demographic is something that's really big to think about, which Josh, I didn't want this to come off like I was making excuses for Victoria. That's absolutely not me making excuses for Victoria. This is me taking into account my experiences with the word, because in a sense of how I'm thinking, I'm from Louisiana. You could call it melting pot as much as you want. It's not too much of a melting pot. But even in the area of where I was exposed to it, people from Louisiana, it's used in songs. Black people use it all the time. So when I say the word was in my vocabulary because it was used so much around me, not saying that it was right. It was me saying that I did not have knowledge that this was a slur that offended a certain group of people. And that's kind of the background for me. And that's what I'm saying. So once I gained that knowledge, then I moved past that and stopped saying that word. So that's just kind of the angle that I looked at this from. And can I slightly quickly finish this? That's just kind of the angle that I went from. And I've had some rebuttals of oh, well, a white person said the N-word before they was educated. And I think that's for the longest has been, well, for centuries at this point, has been very common knowledge. Nobody really, white people at least, non-black people really should be able to say, oh, I wasn't educated that I shouldn't use the word. You know damn well you can't use the word. But that word in particular, a bunch of words in the past 10 years at least, we have all been becoming more conscious and more aware of our vocabulary and nixing words out of our vocabulary pretty much every year over the past, not even decade, but quite a while. But this past decade has been really focusing in on honing in and trimming down vocabulary because we don't want to offend certain group of people, which nothing is wrong with that. That is absolutely fine. Keep doing it. Keep educating. But that is my point of view on this situation. And that is why I said straight up, drag her. Absolutely. Y'all drag her as you wish. But I was just looking for that moment of apology / education / are you going to do this again? So that was my point of view on this.
Yeah, I'd agree. I kind of see both sides here, and I hate to do that, but I see what Josie means by it probably is in her vocabulary. But that being said, I think she has the opportunity to learn from this and grow from this because like Charlie is saying, I used to say that word too. When I was a kid, when I was younger, and I didn't understand what that meant. I heard other kids saying it, and my parents have really stopped me, or any of those type of things. So I heard these things growing up. I've had to unlearn and unteach myself so many things in the last 5 years alone, but really feels like the last 10 years. But it's been hard on everything, the R word, and you can just add to that list of things that's not okay to say, but you have to learn that they're not okay to say and actively be the change. And if she's not, then hey, like Charlie said, drag her.
That's kind of where I was coming from in a sense of how I kind of approached the situation. So I don't know. Y'all can rebut. Y'all can give me thoughts on this. I'm completely open to a dialogue, a discourse, and I don't need to watch the whole episode before I give a discourse. That was shade to Danny Jackson. If you watching, fuck you, bitch.
No,
sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just want Victoria to be held accountable. I don't want Victoria fans, and I'm not saying you guys in particular, because I don't want to say Victoria stands, because I know a lot of my mutuals are Victoria stands. I'm just saying, I just don't want people to be like, I stand her queen icon. She said the R word. Let's move past it. That's what I don't want.
Absolutely.
I want her to be held accountable. And I
Yeah.
fear that people are so trying to pit these two Black women together. I get it. They went against each other in the game, but we don't have to continue it further along. I don't want Toya to be doing, and I'm sorry, some of y'all might be mad at me, but I don't want Toya to be doing what Julie is doing to Toya right now. I want Toya to take that exit. Obviously she got blindsided, so I can understand being butthurt for a few days, but I don't want her to be on Twitter going after Victoria after this. that's a game. Let's move past it. I want people who stand these two icons to focus on who they're standing and not tearing other people down. But you have to hold your face accountable.
Absolutely.
Point blank and the period. And no one's going to argue with me on that.
Thank you, Josie. I will retweet what she was saying. That was my idea of what I was trying to get across to you guys when you guys mentioned the fact that Latoya fans are coming with these rebuttals. I was saying that I'm tired of us as fans trying to defend or take down one another. Just hold each other accountable for the action that they did, because that's what matters the most. I agree with education. Forgiveness is it's in the Bible, man. Forgiveness is part of our nature, and it's how we grow as human beings. We make mistakes and we make situations. Anyways, I got a list. Carry on.
Well, Josh, I appreciate that, but I don't think that's what you were saying. You flat out said that we justified her behavior, and I will never justify somebody saying the R word. It's never going to be okay in my life. It's never going to be something that I think it's cute, and I will never, ever, 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 ever stand by somebody who says that. Now, with that being said, I am still a Victoria fan. I am going to hold Victoria accountable for what she did. When she gets out of that house, I do expect her to acknowledge and say something about what she said, because yes, she said I'm sorry on those feeds, but acknowledge it and realize that it's not something, we know how these fans work, it's not something that they're going to let her forget. So acknowledge it, speak about it, and then we can move on. But until then, Josie, I agree, we're going to hold her accountable, and that's where we're at with it.
Absolutely. Can I just go on record to say I feel like I'm being thrown under the umbrella of Victoria Stan, and that is absolutely not the case, y'all. Victoria could leave this week, and I would not blink two eyes. I should be only under one umbrella of a Stan card, and that is Jedson. Yes, absolutely. So
I think it's worse to be a Jedson fan than a Victoria Stan. Not gonna lie, because Jedson can't win a comp, baby. He can't call a bluff. You shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. Turn your motherfucking. He was played this week.
Don't worry about motherfucking Jedson, bitch. Turn your motherfucking camera off. Fuck you. Fuck you too, Derek, because you over there laughing. And fuck you too, Josie. What you got to say, Josh? CEO JW.
Now, hold on. How you going to include me into this?
I know, because you sitting over there smirking. I see you. And you had something to say earlier when I was standing Jensen. You played that gospel music and said, oh, this is for Charlie. You know exactly what you did.
Because I wanted Kiefer to
You
win.
know exactly.
And as I should. Because Kiefer was just on the block, and I love a block to the top.
HOH, yeah, I do too.
Right.
I know that's right.
You go check me.
So, Josh, how do you feel? Jetson Stan?
Me?
Fire all these bitches.
Oh, no, I mean, I am actually rooting for Jetson. I root for minorities. Plus, I was
fire who?
You.
For having good taste?
I'm against Jetson. Hold the phone.
We gonna call Jed. Where's Jed? Not Jedson, but Jed from Twitter. My fellow Jed fan. And we will bring Jed to the panel, and it will be Charles and Jed watch Jedson. Fuck black boys watch. This is Charles and Jed watch Jedson, our king, our icon. Thoughts on Braden? Braden, oh, sorry. Not to, like, somebody asked the question in the chat. Braden actually is kind of warming up to me again. Like, it's a very much so a roller coaster ride with Braden. I remember last time we was here, I was saying I ain't like him, fuck him, why would he do that? But after this week, I'm like, well, I kind of see.
If I was single, I would be sliding into his DMs.
Here you go.
Even after the season, y'all, even if I'm not single, I think I'm still going to slide into his DMs. Sorry, Brandon, if you're watching, but prepare to be single in May. So, yes.
I like Braden as well. I think I just always thought he was a character. I'm just glad he finally, in game perspective, is doing pretty well. It's kind of crazy. Like, all these big personalities, man, they are clashing each other. The people who just sat in the background, which is what you're supposed to do with regular Big Brother strategy, are rising to the top. So,
which brings me to Tara and Tina, that moment they had when they were like, it's okay to be on the opposite sides of the house and like come together and link up. I love that. And exactly what Tara said to Tina is something I would probably say to someone like, yeah, go do your thing. We ain't got to be on the same side, but like, we got each other. Go you. We'll talk. And that's what it was given. And that's what I love about these sideline players, because usually with floaters, it's misconstrued and it should be what's the other term? Coasters. coasters, and we get that confused a lot of the time. But
Mhm.
floating is the actual good strategy that we like to see. You know, June Song did it first; she did it the best, and I feel like we're getting that this season with Tina, Brayden, and what's her face,
Austin.
Austin?
Tara. Austin,
Oh.
is she really floating? She wanted
Yeah, she's doing it.
HOH.
Oh yeah, that is right.
I think a good like thought process to differentiate floating and coasting is June clearly and Victoria from Big Brother 16. If you have no idea what's going on in the game, you are 100% coasting. If you at least have social ties within the game to keep you around, you are floating.
No, that's true. Victoria had no idea.
Victoria,
I thought she was robbed. I was so
Child,
confused. She's not
no
robbed.
shade, no tea. At this point, if I was on that jury and Victoria would have made it to final two, I really would have been like, sis, you ain't know what the fuck was going on this whole time. So I am voting for you to win.
I'm giving her the check. I no shade. That's it, baby.
I knew exactly what was happening the whole fucking time. And my ass is still out, and your ass who don't know nothing. Oh, absolutely, baby girl. You can have
That's what he
No, because what would her speech have been, anyways? But like, here's the thing. I was on the same side as you, Charlie, when it comes to Brayden. I didn't know how I felt about him. I was kind of like, whatever. But I'm starting to slowly warm up to him. I think that intro video did a lot of people dirty. I actually like Josh a lot better.
Absolutely.
After that whole intro video, like that, I think the intro videos were a mess. I feel like some of them did reflect on others a lot more accurately, Beth, but I don't think they represented a lot of people as accurately. But I don't think Tina is really in for Tina and Tara. Yes, controversial thought. She was all about the Tina and Toya show, and she flipped on her like that. And while we can argue that she was closer to Jets and you guys made the final two. You guys were making the same jokes, the same talk show thing. You're doing it with another person. Who's to say you won't go again and do that again with another person? Whereas Tara, I feel like, is a little bit more in it with Tina in the long run. And I have to give credit to Tina. I think Tina is playing the game a lot better than Tara is. I feel like Tara is trying to grasp for someone, and Tina's like, well, I'm alone too, sis. But Tina got a whole 6-person alliance going on. And Tina's working with Kyle and Rohan on the other side. And people think that she got no idea what she's doing. Tina's playing the game. Tara, on the other hand, she's just grasping for someone and something. And it just so happens that Tina's willing to see her.
Okay, this is going to hurt me to even say this, but if we had to sit down and look at this cast and rate winner potential, I see the most winner potential in Tina.
Agreed.
And that is just like facts are facts. Well, it's just It kind of is what it is. Love me some Jetson, but Tina is doing a damn thing. She's very cutthroat, but not in like I hate you cutthroat way. She's cutthroat in like, well, shit. Yes, I'm working with Latoya, but this might be good. And some people are still, and she didn't really sit in Latoya's face this week and be like, I promise you I'm keeping you safe 100%. So I think that's where she's doing it well, because some people try to overcompensate when they being cutthroat, and they're like, oh my God, Latoya, you queen, icon, beautiful, beautiful person. I'm never voting you out, writes down their name. And I think Tina is playing those cards very correct. And Tina is somebody that they need to look out for, but I don't think they're going to look out for, because Tina has also kind of assumed that motherly role in the house. And Tina is so trusting. I mean, everybody seems to be so trusting of Tina that I think Tina is just about to chop them left and right. And Telvin, if you're watching this, do not use this against me. But if Tina was to win over Jetson, I would not be mad. I'm still a Jetson fan, and I still want Jetson to win 100%. 100%. But if Tina was to keep going if she keeps going at the pace she going, she deserves to win 120%. I don't give a damn. White women or not, I was, especially coming into the season with all these POCs, but my sis set herself up. And everybody seems to be so trusting of Tina. Excuse me, who clipping something? I don't know what the fuck y'all thought this was, but yeah, if she keeps up this momentum though, I cannot get mad if the end makes it to us and Tina is sitting right there collecting her mere $100,000.
She reminded me of Emmett from Jump. I said that is like giving me Emmett, like not in the sense of like I don't think she's gonna be comp beast or anything, but who knows? But straight from the jump, I could tell her personality. Like Canadians, like East Coasters, they have this charm about them, and a lot of people like to gravitate towards that. And I knew from jump, I said she reminded me of Emmett, and Emmett went really far in the game. He went Final 4, I believe, or Final 5. Tina got that in her 100%. And the thing is, Tina is unassuming. Like she's an unassuming threat. You look at Jetson, you look at Tyshawn, you can even look at Austin at this point, and you can be like, these people are bigger targets than Tina. But Tina is playing a phenomenal game, the best game. And that's what I think is going to secure her bag, unless she F's up royally and she plays the middle a little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I think it'll be interesting to watch because we also, well, not we. Some people were also like, Latoya is playing an iconic game, the perfect game, and then look at where she at week 3. So
who said she's playing a perfect game?
Our panel member that
McCain.
Our panel member that is absent today.
I'm so sorry, Lance. You know I love you.
But yeah, so it'll be very interesting. But I also 100% agree that people's intro videos kind of rub me the wrong way. I think the only 2 people who kind of gave me exactly what I thought they was gonna give based on their intro video was Latoya and Beth. And
Victoria. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't have that.
No. I didn't think that Victoria was gonna give us this from an intro video. I thought Victoria was gonna be that very social girl who's like, oh yes, hi honey boo. I don't need to do shit because everybody loves me. But then it wasn't that.
Wasn't at all.
If Bray gets a relationship with the girls, it might help his game. Yes, I agree. If he gets it with the girls, it will be iconic. Yes.
But and what I mean by Latoya saying that Latoya kind of gave me exactly what I thought she was going to give. I figured she was going to get in a house and try to run shit. And I figured when her back was against the wall, she was not going to react properly. And I'm not saying she did anything wrong this week, but I think her reaction to being nominated, her refusal to campaign, all of that just stemmed in that stubbornness that I kind of figured that she was going to have.
Yeah. No.
And Beth just being the racist white woman from the middle of fucking nowhere. I literally wrote in my notes, possibly racist, ? And you hit
her microaggressions, bro. This house is microaggressions, but I feel like that's another topic for another time. Oh my god.
Oh wait, the girl. I thought you meant the girls. No, you talk about the girls.
What's that mean?
The Nick.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think Brayden actually is doing that because Latoya is the only person who. No, Latoya only hugged Brayden and Tina. Those 2 people. And she knows that those 2 people voted for her. So why is Brayden getting a hug over Austin? Why is Brayden getting a hug over Tara? That's my thing. I think Brayden is slowly maneuvering towards the people. So I think Brayden has potential to position himself very well and knock Tina out perhaps.
Yeah,
drama. I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
So, guys, are we able to talk about the HOH now and what we predict from him?
Absolutely.
Get going.
Fuck this shit. It was some fucking bullshit. We already know who should have won this competition, but also Tina threw that competition. You can't tell me no different. Tina slid that block hard as fuck and just kind of walked away like, and what about it, bitch? So,
like, oh well, man. Okay, so you guys think Kiefer is going to put up Kyle and Ro? How often? How likely is that? That's what I want.
I don't know if he would try to pull a backdoor. I was telling them earlier, if a backdoor happens, I will not be too excited because I am not one who's a fan of a backdoor. I personally enjoy the drama of just nominating the people up front and being like, yeah, bitch, I'm coming for you. And just playing your cards. If they get off, they get off. As we know, that's the type of person that I am. But also I hate Kiefer and Power. Kiefer and Power reminds me too much of like the very like typical alpha, even though I don't even think he's an alpha, but like the typical alpha white man who's just absorbed in power. And I don't know how to really explain it, but his aura and the way he acts whenever he is in a situation of power or safety just kind of reads like that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, spoiler coming up. I don't think it's a spoiler. It was on the episode.
Oh, not from you, bestie.
Oh.
Not from you.
Oh, from me?
From you, yes.
Okay, so he's alluding apparently to a backdoor plan. His initial nominations apparently are seeking to be a weaker pair. The talks are in between Austin, Victoria, and Brayden going up as initial noms and perhaps a backdoor. I don't know who the backdoor exactly is, but I think the backdoor is probably going to be towards the Kyle and Ro pair.
That is so stupid.
But who's he telling us to?
I don't know who he's saying that to. I'm just seeing it all over my TL.
Girl,
that makes sense. I just think that's so dumb because and this is why a backdoor, correction. If you backdooring at like final 7, final 8, I'm like, okay, maybe I can get behind that. But with this many people left in the game, it's just a lot. Because now you like, oh, I'm putting Brayden and I'm going to put up Victoria. Not these two, even though you told Victoria to nominate you. Not these two kind of looking at, but then if one of them gets off the block and then you backdoor Rohan, then you got Kyle looking at, well, like, bitch, I probably was on the table too. So it's just so many names out there. And I think it would reduce the amount of names if he just says, okay, Kyle and Rohan, get y'all asses on the block. If one of them win, he just named one other name. So I think it's just too many names for him to be throwing out there.
I think, though, I disagree with the power that now that he can't ensure that he can win the veto himself. If he wants to eliminate them getting the opportunity to save themselves as much as possible, then yes, do a backdoor. Because now, if one of them were to win HOA and win veto, at least I guarantee 2 options. Vic or Brayden goes home, one of the pairs of his nominees. They use the veto, the other person goes home by putting them up, the other person up, right? So if you force them from not even getting the opportunity, now their choice has to be drawn to get into the veto because he can't play the veto himself. So,
but
I think it's smart.
I think that, and the reason I think that it's not a smart move because it's kind of clear. It feels like the duo that he's targeting is Rohan and Kyle. Rohan and Kyle.
I don't think it's clear. I think
it's clear either.
It just, like the talks from like right now in this moment, not like crystal clear, but it just seems like he is targeting. It seems like the natural way for him to go would be to target Rohan and Josh because they were the ones who essentially were like blowing up his spot.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
Well, this is just my thoughts.
Yeah.
I just think that in this moment, especially if he's talking about a backdoor and we know these two are working together, you need to nominate them next to each other because you're going to nominate these 2 pawns. I don't believe in pawns in the game. The whole word of a pawn annoys me. I don't believe there's a thing as a pawn. You need to nominate these 2 together because guess what? Granted, the chances of them getting picked for a veto are slim. It's still a chance that they get picked. And if they win, guess what? They don't got to use the shit and both of them safe. You nominate both of them. Guess what? If one win, of course they're going to use the motherfucker on themselves, but you still have the other one sitting right there.
It is a guarantee. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
The end solution of this backdoor is one of Kyle and Rohan on the block, right? And a pawn, correct?
It's not confirmed. That's what I was trying to get at. But I'll let you finish.
But hypothetically, let's say that's what it is. So that means that's one from that duo that Kiefer wants up, and he wants that person to go home. He also wants a pawn. But you could just put both of them up, and you're still going to possibly get the same result with one person up, or you're going to get both of them up, and at least one of them goes home. If you that's the most common. If you try to twist it any other way with this, because you want it works better if you have one target, Josh, but you have 2 targets. You have 2.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm really sorry to cut you off. But here's my rebuttal. Kiefer's the one person who got nominated twice, you guys. He has people who already nominate him. He's also the one person who cards has been shown yet. The only cards that you could think that he has is the cards that he could pull because they're the ones who nominate him, which will be Austin and Vic nomination. Meaning if he did have a clear target, he can obviously pull out, hey, y'all, I put y'all up because listen, you guys put me up. That's the only reason why. Hey, I'm a backdoor you guys because y'all don't know I'm coming after you anyways. He's going to make his enemies like they do not know he's coming after them. Nobody can predict
Let me go on the same wavelength, but not go in the same direction. Here's why I disagree with Charlie's first initial comment. He was talking about a backdoor towards Final 7-ish. You don't need to do a backdoor at Final 7 because literally everyone's playing veto.
Yeah.
When you do the backdoor, the best time to do it is when your chances of the person you're actually going for doesn't have a chance of playing in veto. The whole idea and concept of the backdoor is to avoid the person playing in veto.
So that's how many people are left right now?
A backdoor Final 7 works.
10. They're 10, I believe. 10 or...
Okay, no. So ignore exactly what I said because my brain is so used to seasons where you have more people than this. Okay. And my brain is thinking, bitch, it's week 4. We still got a shit ton of people left. So that's kind of why my brain went to that. But also, I don't necessarily agree that Kiefer's cards were not shown. Kiefer has been caught in various different... Oh, go ahead, Josie.
Let me touch on that. That's what I was going to talk about. Kiefer is disposable to the house. Oh. Kiefer should have any right to nominate 5, 6, 7 people because he knows he's at the bottom. He knows for sure he's at the bottom. So the Sunsetters, he been knew that. He been knew he was at the bottom of the house because everyone wanted Kiefer to go or has been targeting Kiefer. Austin has claimed that she wanted to get rid of Kiefer. Victoria, but also apparently he's not putting Victoria up. Apparently they're talking to each other and they're having some kiki about. She's talking about Beth. Anyways, I'll get into that later because it's Victoria's very. Anyways, so the reason why I'm saying that Kiefer is like the house is his oyster is because he's so disposable. He got nothing to lose. He got nothing. He got no alliances. He don't have no. His credibility is shot to the ground after last week.
Drag his ass.
Let him play scrappy. Let him play messy.
Okay.
I think he can use this HOH to build relationships, and I do think that putting 2 people on the block. Like if let's say his targets were Kyle and Bro, I see why he should put them up initially, but I don't see why. I don't think it's a bad game move either because let's say like he nominates Austin and Braden. Those pairs don't have Kiefer's back for shit. He was probably going to go on the block if they had won. These people are treating him like trash. He is disposable. So honestly, he got nothing to lose. If you want to put a backdoor plan, do a backdoor plan. If you want to put the 2 targets up, put the 2 targets up. Because at the end of the day, all of those house guests, except for Jetson, Ty, and Beth, we're going to put them on the block. My words.
Wait, rebuttal.
I agree with Josie. I'm eating y'all, but I agree with Josie. He ain't got nothing to lose. Nominate who you want.
He has nothing to lose, but he also has a lot to gain here. And what I mean by that is, why rock the boat or why let them know that you're at the bottom? Meaning he could just throw up his targets and he could be like, these are my targets. Y'all, we're good. True. Austin and Vic, we're good. Austin and Braden, I didn't put y'all up. We good. Make those deals. Because next week, you're still by yourself. Next week, you want people to think you're still dumb. You want people to still think that you can't do anything in this game. Because that's what they think about Homeboy. They don't think that he knows what's going on, but he knows exactly what's going on. Or at least he's letting us think we know that. So my thing is, why make 4 targets? Because if you're going to target one duo, which would be like Austin and Braden, but then throw up Rohan and Kyle, that is now 4 people confirmed mad at you and 4 people who are going to confirmed be putting you on the block next week when you could just make 2 people mad and then make a deal with the other couples and make sure they don't put you up next week.
But here's the thing. I agree with that. But here's what I want to add my Josiane twist. Okay. Kiefer is not me.
I love
Let me come into that house and let me love that. But I'm just saying, Kiefer should go up. Let's say he puts up Austin and Braden, the duo. He goes, you guys are safe. You guys want my back. I have a backdoor plan set in place. And then he goes to Kyler and Rohan. He goes, y'all are safe. It's fine. Kind of what Victoria did. You let all the dealers know that they're fine. They're safe. They should go to bed at night, sleeping safely. Braden, also, I put you on the block, but you guys aren't my target. And let Vito play out. If Vito plays out and one of them is safe, it's like, yes, the plan worked. We're going to get our backdoor plan, and you put the other person up. Whereas if the veto is not used, you just go to everyone else and say, the plan worked. My nomination stay the same. That's what he needs to do. And that's why I'm saying that the House, like, if he chooses to do the back door or whatever, whoever he puts up, he just needs to tell him there's a backdoor deal and tell everyone else there isn't a backdoor deal. What Kiefer did this week with Latoya. I'm hoping he'll do that. I don't know if he will do that, but I'm just saying, like, if he does say that there's a backdoor deal and he's saying that to Victoria to let Victoria feel safe or whatever, then let him do that. It depends on how he executes it. That's, I think, the main point.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But I also think, like, to my point, Kyle and Rohan haven't won anything. Austin and Braden have, and they're stronger in competitions. So objectively, he should be wanting to link up with the people who are possibly going to win more competitions, meaning don't put them on the block. Just put Kyle and Rohan on the block. Let them sweat it. They're not winning anything.
Josh, I think with his logic being in the house, though, I do think he's probably looking at him like, hey, they could win competitions, put them on the block, let them win a competition, and then I could put them up. And I think that's what he is thinking everybody is their enemy.
Y'all brought it back, okay.
Yeah, I think he just feels like he cannot connect with these people no more because he has these weeks already that the best way is use them as they're meant to be. Like, use them front and face. Like, I need y'all to win this competition for me so I could target my other real people, you know?
Yeah, let's call a spade a spade. You're not going to connect with someone out week 4. Like, let's be honest. You're in a house together for a month, and you're going to tell me that you want to connect with me after a month? Bitch, you're going on the block point blank in the period. That's why I'm not mad that Victoria put up Latoya on the block. That's literally why I'm not mad.
I'm disagreeing with you there, Josie, because it's a game. It's a game of social relationships. You have to learn how to adapt your situation. And
I agree.
Hold on. And if you can't change your game in week 4 to try to build a connection with somebody, why are you there? So I do feel like it's necessary, but I do understand what you mean. But it's necessary to be able to change your game and be able to adapt with anybody in the house so that you can make it through.
No, okay, I agree. Here's the thing. I'm all about adaptability. I agree. But what I'm saying is, like, Austin and Braden, like, no shade, no tea. They're giving me very much high school.
Yeah.
I'm calling this spade what a spade is. And I mean, here's the thing. I connected with people through high school at different stages. Maybe you don't talk to them all the time, and then you meet in your 8th grade science class, and you're like, oh shit, we actually get along. Let's be friends. But you're in a house together 24/7, and some of you got that high school mentality. The house was literally, I don't know if y'all saw that picture on Twitter. It was like one side of the side and Victoria in the middle. And Tina and Tara were nowhere to be found. People was probably in the bed somewhere. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, Kiefer has people who are probably going to be more willing to work with him, meaning Ty, Jed, and Beth, which is why I don't think that he's going to go after them. If he chooses to go after them, I think that's a dumb-ass move. But I digress. What I mean by that is, like, if Kiefer gets HOH, people are going to go up to him, Kiefer Bestia, look how I saved you last week. Oh, let's be friends. Everyone's going to do that. You have to be adaptable. But, like, you can't leverage something you don't have. If I don't have a relationship with you, I can't leverage something over you unless I'm in a position of power, which is I'm going to put you on the block. So yes, he can make a deal. I think he can start forming these relationships all over again. But I mean, let's be honest. The people who are in the house have made it very clear where they stand, at least with Kiefer. Rohan and Kyle done gang up on him like some macho mans in the fucking pantry the other day, like losers anyways. And then he like, oops, sorry.
It's a quick question. Was Kiefer aware that Jed and Tyshawn was? I know he probably had an inkling, but did he know for sure that they were evicting him?
Oh yes, they were in the room talking about. Sorry, Kiefer. They knew something we were going home. But that's.
I guess that was good for them though, because even if they were just saying we know, like, because Kiefer knew that was the case, but even if they were just trying to do that to save face, I mean. Hopefully that worked out for them, you know.
I think, honestly, I think that works out better that they had said, hey, Kiefer, we're going to be honest, we're saving Latoya, that both of our allies, this just sucks. it's better to say that than be like, yeah, we're gonna keep you safe, and then they blindside him by those 3 votes. Like, it's just gonna cause them. It causes Kiefer to still has trust in the people he wanted to work with originally, anyways, even though they didn't necessarily want to work with him in that moment.
Yeah, I know he has to feel a type of way though. They were willing to let you
I
go.
agree.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, y'all, not to cut y'all short, a bitch is like out
Tired.
of it. I am about to go. I am going to lay down in my bed. I will be lurking. I will be watching.
I think we're almost like finished. If we want, I mean, unless anybody else has more to add.
I don't want to cut y'all off. Y'all finish talking, but like I'm delusional at this point. So y'all, it has been a fun night. I will be back next week to argue with some other
yeah. Well, Josh has to go too, so this might be a great time to
So get Charlie to be screen. He can lead it.
Go, Charlie.
Hello, bitches and hoes and everything in between, you ugly motherfuckers. Let me tell you one motherfucking thing. The Black Boys have watched this week, and we have saw what we needed to see. Lance may be at home crying, which is probably why he could not show up for. Excuse me. I know I said ugly motherfuckers, but that didn't mean you come to the stage, sweetheart.
Thank y'all so much for watching Black Boys Watch. We really do appreciate y'all being here. Lance is out of town. Wink, wink. I think I know where Lance is, but I'm not gonna say nothing. And that's it. That's all I gotta say. Woo!
Oh. Okay. Thank you, Black Boy Watch, for letting me sit here and talk my shit. I really appreciate it, and you guys are amazing. So thank you. Follow me on Twitter. I tweet a lot about reality TV. Or you guys can listen to the All After All That podcast that has me in it. I tweet about that too, so watch out for the After All podcast. Thank you guys so much again for having me, and I will continue to talk my shit as I do. And I was robbed from casting this season. Yes. Okay, I'm done.
Y'all, I'm so sorry. I'm eating in y'all faces, so excuse me. But y'all, I'm so sorry. We appreciate you all coming out again tonight. It has been an incredible evening. Of course, y'all, it's been a good week. It's been a long time since we've been here tonight, and I know it feels like we've only been here an hour tonight. But y'all, we will get it together, and we'll have a lot more content coming for you in the future. It's been a blessing being here with y'all tonight. We're so grateful. I will blow a kiss, but my fingers are cheddary right now, so I got to wash those. But y'all, thank y'all so much for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah, out. All right, give me off here.
Sorry about that. Hello. It's my turn, but okay. Okay, anyways, thank you guys again. Like I said, thank you so much for watching and supporting Black Boys Watch. You guys, we're going to make it far. We're going to keep on doing this, and this means a lot to us. Every supporter out there, everybody who just comes and chat, talks to every single one of us. Here for the fights, here for the drama. We'd love to see it. Anyways, you guys, go ahead, follow everybody. If you saw their tweets already, you got D-Watch tweets. Yeah, I got you got Josie's right there. I just don't want to mispronounce your name, baby girl. And then I got Esvion, and you got Poison Me, Joshy. You have me, Joshy or JW. But most importantly, you guys follow Black Boys Watch. It means the world. If you guys aren't doing anything Sunday, me and Billy CEO will be doing a podcast too, using the same StreamYard account. So I would love to see it. So if you guys want to support that, that'd be awesome. But thank you so much, everybody. Boys and Josie.
Excuse me, no, pause, fuck that. Get y'all motherfucking cameras off this motherfucking screen, because what y'all not about to do is interrupt my motherfucking moment, because I will.
Charlie, I just have to ask, were you silent or were you silenced?
I was silenced, and I'm not okay with it. Anyway, back to what I was saying to all you ugly motherfuckers. Except Derek, if you want me to lick the chat off.
No, I'm ugly? Bitch, you don't lost your mind. Anyway, I don't know who the fuck you're talking to. I know I'm gorgeous.
Okay, let's start again. To all you ugly motherfuckers, except for Josie and Derek. Derek, if you need me to lick the cheddars off your fingers.
Bitch, you better add some motherfucking people up there.
I cleaned them.
Wait, you said you cleaned them?
I washed them, yeah.
You dirty bitch. But y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm tired. A bitch worked 5 a.m. to 2, and I have been up all night, all day, living the best life. Make sure y'all go follow me on Twitch. A bitch hit 400 followers. On my way to 500. Make sure also if y'all are interested in watching. Wait, let me share my screen. I don't think I can. Can I?
Banishment Drag Race Season 2.
It is not Banishment Drag Race Season 2, but it is something that is happening on Twitch this Saturday. It's going to be iconic. Going to be with a bunch of great. Oh wait, I gotta.
Before we leave, I had a question. Who sent this message asking about being out of town next Tuesday? Who was that?
That was me. I was asking him if he was out of town until Tuesday specifically.
Oh, I was so confused. And then you said the question mark right after.
There we go.
I was incognito.
Here we go. Bring this up for me, please. So next week, I will be featured, not next week, this weekend, actually, I will be featured on Among Us Drag Edition with Just Jeremy from RuPaul's Drag Race, Jigga Caliente, also from RuPaul's Drag Race, London Bradshaw, Juice Box from RuPaul's Drag Race Canada, Loris Latex, Erica Clash, Eva Destruction from Dragula, and then we have myself, Charlesie, also known as SP Zelia Simone, the Cyberla Rose, and Bella DeBall. We will all be playing Among Us. I cannot wait to slice and dice these bitches to filth because I honestly think I'm a great Among Us player. So be sure to give me a follow on Twitch. It is listed right here, Charlesie, and you'll be able to see all of us as we, in full drag, murder each other.
Yep.
I love it.
Everybody's plugging things. I'm going to plug something right now. Tune in this Sunday to Banishment Live, God Child Champions. I'm coming for my second win to join Josh and AJ in that club.
I was robbed.
Josh Calhoun?
Yes.
Josh, you won twice?
He won
I
He
did.
almost did not win twice. Let me tell you that. I was about to win.
Everybody say
Robbery.
thank you, Josie.
Yeah, I know that's right.
I know that's right.
We're gonna dish about it though on Sunday, actually, because I'm hosting that game, and a lot of the players from the first winners that were, Trials of Champions, will be there to dish about what happened in the game, and I'm sure a lot of people will let me know how they felt about me, and I'm gonna let them know right back, baby, with the 2 crowns I got. Okay.
I love to see it. All right. I'm sorry.
Thank y'all so much for watching. Black Boys be watching, and we be here. So yeah, see y'all next time. And Josie, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You're always a great addition to have because we love those Josie opinions.
Yes, girl. You are so fucking funny. You're hilarious, bitch. Anyways. Okay. All right, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Oh,